You were chosen to be here on the earth at this time because the world needs you.
This is the 17th year that I've been at this camp. That means I've been practicing for you your entire life. When you were a little tiny baby, I was up at this camp. This leadership camp is not about how to be a leader. This camp is about why. And that you're here because you have a call to leadership. But there's so many things that can get in the way of that call. And we're going to prepare you for those tests. We're going to prepare you for the battle. Because there are people that are going to want to take away that dream. There are people going to want to convince you that it's probably not you, or that that's dangerous. And there are people who are going to support you at levels that you can't even imagine yet. What is your dream that you're willing to chase with every cell in your body against any kind of pressures that might come?
So that's layer one that's now live on there. It's a loop station, so that just happened in front of you, and now that's there. Now the crazy part about that first layer is it's the most important layer. Because if I mess up that first one, if it's not in time or if it's out of tune, everything that I stack on top of it becomes null and void because it's not going to sound good. Again, it's a reminder for you that the choices that you make at your age are critical to you guys finding success later on in life, because this is the foundation. Now that's the rhythm guitar, right? Now what we want to do in life is get better at the things we're already good at. So in guitar terms, then we go from rhythm to lead guitar, where I try and explore melody and sound. And I guess in order for me to be here in front of you today, that's the spirit of who I've had to be my whole life, is this kid that's just addicted to finding the best version of myself possible. And even sometimes it's in the most hopeless situations that you got to search for that. So I guess if anything, if you need to know something about me, just know that I'm this dude that's addicted to finding potential in the people around me, in myself, in the environment, everything.
When I first got here, it wasn't anything special. It was just a camp.
At the beginning of the week, I was skeptical. I didn't know anyone really.
The girl who came last year told me, oh, it's life-changing, which is kind of what you hear from everybody.
And then already on day one, we were all really close, and I loved everyone.
By the end of the week, I've created a family here.
And then by the time the week was over, the bond that talking and really opening up with each other created was unbelievable.
Rotary has gifted me the gift of knowledge, which is critical, along with the gift of compassion, structure, and energy, as we learned from one of our speakers.
You are what your brain says you are. Never before in the history of mankind, has young people been presented with more choices and ability. Of course, with more choices, you have more opportunities. More opportunities means you have opportunities not only to make a difference, but to be a difference. Be the difference. Change is possible. How do I make a change if I need it? You don't follow a path. You people here blaze a trail. That's why you're here. So don't be afraid to raise your hand. Jump out there. You told me I value knowledge. In every situation, every relationship, every environment that I'm in, that's what you bring, knowledge. So this week is all about you, helping to prepare you for tomorrow. Because we need you to be assets, not liabilities. And by default, you could be a liability because you didn't have this information.
Sir, ma'am, you poured so much it's overflow. The master stopped and said, my dear friend, you know so much already. Your mind is so full. You come to seek for more knowledge and skills to be more joyful, less suffering, but your mind is so full. How can I help you in any way? The scholar said, wow, yeah, you're right. So the master said, I want to invite you to pour some of that out. If not all, but pour most of it out. Leave room for more to come into your life. And in Zen tradition, we call this kind of mind, ready mind, open mind, beginner's mind. Beginner's mind is the mind that can have many possibilities in life. How many of you know exactly what you want to do when you graduate or what do you want to go do in college? Wonderful. The people who don't know, don't worry. You'll know when time comes. My mind is not in the past. My mind is not in the future. My mind trying to be best to be here and now, body and mind together. Tell yourself, I commit to be better.
Sometimes I think it's divine intervention is why you're here, and that's one of the reasons why I fight so hard for you guys to get here.
Even though I was like putting myself out there, I didn't have that confidence that really put me over the top, I guess. And so Camp Royal really let me be myself and stay true to myself, and I think that's what I'm going to be doing my senior year, just being the real me.
You said yes to a positive opportunity to make the world a better place and help yourself be a better person.
Time to put your hand down. Put your hand up. Time to put your hand up. Clap once.
There's seeds in you that will only be stimulated to grow through some disruption. And our perspective is everything.
It really sets them up for that opportunity as leaders and as people who can shape the world around them.
I've learned that I need to be compassionate to myself in order to be compassionate to others.
You have the courage to say yes. You have the courage to say yes to Camp Royal. That tells me something about you.
I just thank Rotary so much for having the sight to put something like this together and the energy to keep it going every year.
Being Rotarians, they're extremely supportive and are always there to help us.
I just want to thank Rotary a lot for helping me see who I am.
The thing about Scott's jokes is the bad.
Bittersweet memories, that is all I'm taking with me. And let me know what's beyond that line. Will I cross that line? Some people can be content playing bingo and paying rent. Can I sail through the changing ocean tides?
If yesterday is history and tomorrow is a mystery, I guess that just leaves the present, you and me.
It's like it's how I'm with you.
The most important thing in life is family. Thank you.
And that little voice is in there. And where is that little voice in the game? Is it the villain or is it the hero? Is it finding a way for you to make progress or is it making excuses? Is it talking you into just being a victim and blaming others, or is it teaching you to overcome? Some people here, they're facing 10 villains and they have no one behind them. And they're here. You made it here. Think about the people on your campus that have 20 villains in their life. And they're in their communities, they're everywhere, and they don't feel like anybody is behind them.
If somebody ever gives you a second chance, I encourage you to play a little differently than you played the time before.
When everybody else is looking around going, who's going to do something, who's going to do something, that's when you show up.
I promise, we will get it done. We will get it done.